Today we'll be taking a look at the HS-10 Cyytoys 1/6 scale, the first hunter. Quite a mouthful. Always is with these third-party companies. And as any fan of Bloodborne will recognize, this is a 1/6 scale figure of Gehrman, the first hunter. Or Blood Source, as the third-party name goes. Gehrman is packaged in a large box with artwork that prominently features him as he is for most of the game. On the other side is a visual of him in his boss form. Inside the box are large foam trays that neatly secure the contents. The first tray holds Gehrman, his hand options, and the burial blade. Poor Gehrman also shows up asphyxiated by a plastic bag. The second tray holds the rest of his accessories, most notably the wheelchair. And do wheels on the wheelchair go round and round? They do. Now, it's listed in the title, and I've stated it earlier, but people are stupid, so I'll say it again. This is a 1/6 scale figure. It is not a Figma or an SH Figuarts or anything of the sort. If anything, it's more in scale with a Barbie. The scale alone differentiates this figure from what we normally review, so keep that in mind. This figure is incredible and very eye-catching. There is so much detail and care put into the fabrication of the character's outfit, and the use of different material for each piece of clothing really helps the individual components stand out. But changing up Gehrman's wardrobe into his boss form allows the figure to emit an entirely different energy. No longer do we have a frail and wizened man bound to his wheelchair, but the powerful and intimidating form of the first hunter. Though I will say I never understood where the hat and cape suddenly came from. Gehrman is very, very old. Kinda comes with the territory with a title like the first hunter. His face is covered in wrinkles, and the skin around his eyes are weary and sunken, really giving off a deeply aged look. His brows and the bags under his eyes are lightly shaded in a darker tone, and it really highlights his facial features. His eyes are a grayish blue, and the edges have the slightest tinge of redness to them, very detailed. He comes with gray and wispy hair rooted to his balding scalp, not too far off from his in-game model. Let's start with the head. The head and neck are in a ball socket. I thought that the layers of clothing would really restrict the arm movement, but they get a pretty decent range of motion. The torso is probably the stiffest area, but it still gives a good bend. And like the arms, the legs are unimpeded by the clothing. Quite a sprightly old man. Pretty good articulation across the board. Most 1/6 scale figures are similar to each other in the sense that they are usually placed on very standard bodies, with their head sculpt and outfit being the differentiating factor. So let's take a look at Gehrman's outfit. We get a wireframe cape, a trench coat duster of sorts, a scarf, a leather vest, a neckerchief, a long-sleeved shirt, and some pants. Now, it wouldn't be a Bloodborne video if we didn't feature any sort of horror, so allow me to show you what Gehrman looks like naked. Gehrman! Say hi to the viewers! Thank you, Gehrman. Very creepy. Like I said, Barbie doll. Next up, we have the wheelchair. 2 smaller back wheels are provided. These plug into the bottom of the wheelchair, like so. Unless you want Gehrman popping wheelies. Actually, that's kind of a funny visual. And there we go. We have a completed wheelchair. And it is gorgeous. Incredibly ornate and beautifully textured. The back of the seat is covered in designs and carvings, all very clean. The wheels are worn and hammered, really showing their age. They're painted in shades of steel and gray. A wonderfully crafted wheelchair, but if I had anything to nitpick at, it'd be the telltale signs of 3D printing. Most people won't look this closely, but if one does, they'll see the lines. Next up, we have his hat, as well as his boss fight hat. Gehrman has a pair of open hands, holding hands, trigger hands, a single fist, and set of boss form hands. Gehrman comes with a peg leg that you can swap out with this foot if you so wished. Here is a look at his cane. Love the details on it. We get Gehrman's blunderbuss, and of course, his iconic trick weapon, the burial blade. Just like its in-game counterpart, the burial blade comes in 2 parts: the scythe blade and folding shaft mechanism. and together they form a stunning weapon. The weapon is painted primarily in a dull steel color, but like most Bloodborne weapons, wrapped in bandages here and there. These are gonna get red real quick, and small runes are carved in throughout the length of the weapon. Be very careful with these levers, they are very thin and delicate. We've already broken them off a few times and glued them back on. And they're broken again. I don't care anymore. Kind of a stupid comparison, but I'll use it as a teaching opportunity. Here is the Figma Hunter, and here is Gehrman, sitting. See the difference between scales? That said, we don't have too many 1/6 scale figures to compare Gehrman to. Here he is next to the 1/6 scale VTS Toys Hunter. Here he is next to the Migu Toys Venom. And here he is next to Juka. Well, I guess I can have these now. Cyytoys 1/6 scale, the first hunter. They really went all out with the accessories. The whole set is lovingly crafted and beautifully detailed. It would make a wonderful addition to any Bloodborne collection.